Hey guys, so question. Have you ever lost something and then you found it, but then you immediately lost it again? Yeah, that's the kind of morning I'm having, or afternoon now. I'm ironing the fabrics for the Fat 8th quilt. I have found the pattern. I found it, and now I've lost it again. I found it. Went in the living room to have a little bit of coffee and upload the video that we just done, which was a haul, and talked about the projects that I wanted to start, work on. And I've already lost the pattern. I'm like, where did it go? I just had it. So all I'm doing right now is I'm just pulling out some fat quarters that I know I'm going to use for sure. And I don't think this is a fat quarter, but I can definitely get some pieces off of it. So I'm going to iron it. It was a fat quarter at one time, and I've cut it for other things. What did I do with it? Do you have those kind of days? Do you have those kind of days? Like, I just had it. Like, where did it go? But I also started pulling out like some of my fall things that I have quilted. Like behind me, I put up that Halloween runner I did with pineapple fabrics. That was one of my favorite pineapple projects that I did, and it turned out so good. I love that pattern. I'll probably do a Christmas one, but it's back there. I'll leave that video up above. Like I said, I don't know if I said that in the other video. I was a pineapple fabrics ambassador, but when they moved, or they merged, I should say, they merged with another company. They quit doing their ambassador program, which is fine, totally understandable. But I did do a full video on that one, and then I've pulled out like my autumn quilt that I made, which that was also a pineapple fabrics tutorial. I'll leave that up above too. That was one of my favorite quilts as well. I had it long armed with a beautiful pumpkin and leaf design on it. But so all I'm doing right now is just ironing out fat quarters, and then I'm going to have to look for that pattern again because I just had it. I was like, oh, there it is. Now where did I lay the stupid thing? But I know this needs to be done, so I'm going to iron out a bunch of these first. I can't remember how many fat 8s it takes, but I have fat quarters, so we're just going to use fat quarters and cut them. And that's what I'm doing right this second. So as soon as I find that pattern, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I couldn't find it, so I just went and reprinted it. And printed it in grayscale because I don't need the colors, just save your ink. So it calls for 32 fat 8th bundles now. And that is for, I guess, like a lap. Because I got the queen and the king. I don't need those because I'm not going that big. Throw quilt. Yes, it says it on, if I can read. Shannon Reed right here. Throw quilt. You need 32 9x20. I have a couple scrap bundles. Here's, like I said, little scrap pieces we're going to use. My coffee cup today is, and yes, it's got coffee on it. I apologize. Live. It's like Laugh Every Day. And it's got Thumper on one side and like Thumper on the other side. Bambi's one of my favorite Disney movies, along with many others. So I'm still ironing, guys, but I did just wait and reprint that. So I will leave the link to that pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop down below. Just look down in the description box for that pattern. And I'm just going to keep ironing. And then we will start cutting. Because I should have enough. If not, I'll pull some more out from my stash. Because I should have a little bit more in my stash. This fabric feels really stiff. Not stiff, thick. It feels really thick. This one came from Last Stitch. Almost all these back quarters came from Last Stitch. Miss Julie. Like I said, I'm going to be so sad when she closes. And I'm trying to keep all my selvage edges to the same side. But look at this one. How pretty. Hey, Lulu. So I'm just ironing them out and laying them all together. And I think I have 6 so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then I still have some of this, so I think I have enough. I think we have enough. How many did it say I needed? 32, and these are back quarters, so I think we're good. So I'm just going to keep ironing, guys, and when it's time to cut, I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back. Okay, guys, I have everything ironed, and set my iron over here, and it said we needed 32, so I have 14 fat quarters, so times 2, that is 28 fat 8s, and I have 2 scrappy pieces here, which should measure fine, because it was 19 by 20. Give me a ruler. Or 9 by 20, my bad. Yes, 9, and these are both still like over 20 inches, so we're good. So, and then I have 4 of these that I cut from some background or some backing fabric. I had used this for backing on my other file, so I cut out 4 of those, so I should have plenty. Okay, so these are basically already cut, these right here, so I'm just going to lay them up on my sewing machine. These are all going to have to be like cut in half. These are pretty good. I'm going to lay these right here for a minute too. So get my ruler, and it says you need a 32 9 by 20 rectangles. Okay, just 9 by 20. Okay, and so I'm just going to now start cutting my stack, and I put all my selvages together. So I'm going to move my stack over here so I can start like cutting the selvage off and cutting them in half. And I'm going to take 2 at a time. Okay. And I'm just going to line up my selvages. Some selvages are bigger than others. Okay, and I'm going to fold them like this in half. Then I'm going to have so many rulers, it's ridiculous. Take a total measurement. Okay, I have 18. Shoot, I'm measuring the wrong way. So I need these cut in half, so into 2 nines. I'm just going to even up this edge. Okay. And then that's, woo, put me right on number 9. Right on number 9. And so there's a 9. So I said, this put me right on it. Right on it. I mean, right on it. And I'm hoping that got, yes, I think it did. Got everybody. And I mean, that's how much was left. So now I have 2 9-inches. Okay. I'm trying not to mess them up too much because they're cut pretty even. Or they are cut even, I should say. Line you back up. And then I'm going to take the other two selvages, lay those on top of each other. So now I have a stack of 4. And I'm going to cut my 20 inches off this. Just get them all lined back up. So we're good. Now this one's looking short. We'll see. Like I said, I have extra. And it's probably because maybe its selvage is shorter than this one. So I might take that one out. You know what I'm saying? That selvage is so much shorter. I mean, it's this selvage is like double that one. So now, give me a shorter ruler here. I'm just going to line this up on a line. I'm going to take the selvage off so we know right where we're at. And then I'm going to cut my 20. I'm probably going to have to move my mat. That's why I said I need a bigger cutting table. A bigger cutting table. I'm getting hungry. It's lunchtime. It's past lunchtime. All right. There's my 20. I'm trying not to scooch it too much. Trying not to scooch it around. And that's what I had left over. And I mean, if you do crumbs, you could save that. I'm not going to save that. So there is a 9 by 20. And I'm going to start stacking these behind me because I need the room. I'm going to go ahead and do these scrappy ones right here. And again, I'm just going to line up these selvages because those look pretty good. Flatten everybody out because these are not cut like perfectly, which I'm going to do here in just a second. So first, I'm going to even up this edge. Get a straight line going here. Okay. Then I'm going to fold this over. And I'm going to get a straight line. Go line up my crease up top here. And looking for my shortest piece. I think that's good. Lining up my crease and a line here on my ruler. So now I have a straight line there. Okay. I have a straight line here. So now I need to get my 20, and then we'll straighten it up top. And again, my mat is in my way. Now that strip's a little bit bigger. That's one that I would probably save. I'm going to throw it back there in my... So now I need to make sure, so I'm going to fold it one more time. I'm 9 inches. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? We'll start on 18. 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 18 to 9. 8 and 9 makes 9. There's a big black mark right there. So I don't know. That's a bad place. And you can always double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Count it again. And again, that's a good piece of string there, so I'm keeping that one. And there is my 9 by 12. Stack it back there. All right, guys, I'm going to keep on cutting. I now have all my fat quarters and scraps cut down to 9 by 20. I haven't counted them, but I know there is a couple more than I actually need, so that's fine. And the instructions say it's going to be super, super easy. We're going to sew 1, 2, 3, 4 together, and we're going to make 8 of those. So I'm going to pick 1, 2. Okay, those are both kind of brownie, so now I want to break that up with some bright colors. 3. And we'll do the green that's back here on the very back. And this is one of my favorite fabrics, guys. It has little foxes, little bears, little rabbits, birds, and squirrels. I know. So now we're going to sew these 4 together, and we're going to make 8. So let's make 8. Okay, so here is my first block. We got 4. And it says, you know, we're going to press them. I'm going to press them all to the left because we're going to cut the center and you're going to flip it. So then they're going to nest that way. So I'm just going to press all my seams to the left. See if I can turn you guys a little bit. I got like a basket. Let's get this basket out of my way. That'll save us a little bit of room. Okay. I think my iron needs to warm up. Yeah, it's not hot, so come on, iron, you can do it. I have faith in you. I have faith. I've not made all 8 yet. I just made this first one. And I definitely want me I haven't been able to go thrifting. I used to work like directly across from a Goodwill. So like when I get off work, I would go to the Goodwill. And that's how I got to thrift so much, because I worked like right across the street. Nope, I don't hear any steam, but it is starting to get warm. From Goodwill. Well, now I don't, and it's a little further out of my way. So the only days I really have to go thrifting are my days off. And I could have went thrifting today, but I would rather sew with you guys. I'm just going to set my seams and iron this all one direction. So there's 1. Now I hear some steam. And I want a smaller iron. If your edges are not completely straight, it's fine because we're going to be cutting this and it will discard some of those, a little bit of the edge. So don't freak out if some of your edges are not perfect, because we're going to cut them. Okay, next seam. This guy. I do not have enough space where I'm at. And a lot of people that don't quilt or have never quilted do not realize how much ironing and prep goes into quilting. Like how much actual time goes into quilting. I didn't know. I didn't know you had to iron so much. I thought you just sewed it together and there you go. No, there is a crap ton of ironing. Okay, so now let me scooch him out of the way. We have, let's see if I can pull you guys back. We're going to cut this guy this way into 2 7.5s, and the center is going to be a 3.5. Okay, watch me screw this up. So how I would do it is I would fold this because I don't have that much space. Okay, I'll fold this down with my seam. Okay, and I'm probably going to have to try to scoot you back even further so I can have the cutting. And I need my really long some stuff out of our way. People have been asking me about this. I got this in a Sew Sampler box, but you can get one on Sew Sampler. Check Amazon too. They have different ones on Amazon. So yeah, I've been getting questions about that. So I'm going to take my line here, line it up, and I'm going to cut a clean edge. Okay, and then I'm going to cut 7.5. Okay. I've got a lot of stuff that needs to go bye-bye. Get out of my way. Okay, so now I'm going to cut line this completely up here on my mat. Best as I can. And I'm going to cut 7.5. And I cannot see my 7.5 up here, so that's really irritating me. So I'm going to fold this down and pray that this part works. Like I said, I need a bigger mat. I'm lining up my stitching line. I am trying to line up another stitch line. And I have this edge squared up. Off a hair, just a hair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. I'm always so nervous when I cut because I'm scared I'm gonna screw it up. Seven and a half. Okay. I'll do that one more time. Seven and a half. I'm lining up this seam line right here, and my 7.5 up here. There we go. Oh, I scooched a hair, but I think we're okay. There's a thread somewhere over the rainbow, and then 3.5. Make sure I'm even. And that is what I'm discarding. So now we take our 3.5 and our 7.5, and we're going to turn them this way, opposite each other. Like that. So I'm going to pin this guy to this guy, and yes, I'm going to pin. I usually do not pin, but guys, to meet up my seams, I want to pin. I need some more pins on here. I'm going to lay down my center one first. Get it flat if I can here, and I'm going to match this guy up just like that. I'm going to see that it is nesting, and I'm going to put a pin right there in it. Right there. Same thing with the next guy. I'm going to pull this back, see that they're meeting up, see that they're nested. I'm going to put a pin right there at it, up here at the edges. Pin. Oh, I'm sorry, I scooched you. Next seam. Nested. Pin it. And then I'm just going to pin the bottom, and we're going to sew this guy together. And I do have a 1/4 inch seam on there. Where's my little tray where I've been putting all my scraps? This is like my scrap bucket of bigger scraps, but underneath here I have little cut squares. So I'm just going to grab 2, I believe these are 1-inch squares, and there's a gnat in here. Use that to get started, and I've been trying to do that more and get myself used to doing that. It's usually sitting up here, so I'll have little blocks to put together. And here I just keep my fingers on it. Make sure my underside is going the right direction. Again, I'm going to lift it up, make sure it's going in the right direction. I'm holding my finger on it when I take the pin, and then I'll go over it. I'm come to my intersection. I'm going to take my pin out, make sure I'm lined up, keep my finger on there. Coming to the end. And let's see how those seams look. Okay. I have a cutter on my sewing machine, and I just usually throw that little piece back in the box. Not too bad. Not too bad. That one's perfect. So I'm happy with that. I am happy. I'm going to kind of just finger press this how it wants to go. It is wanting to go toward me pretty much. That one's not. Just going to finger press it. And now I'm going to pin the other side. And that's it, guys. That is the block. And super easy. My pins. I need to put more pins in my pin cushion. I have 2 pin cushions. Put you back down here where you can see. I'm lining up that center one. I'm going to fold it back. Make sure that it's lined up. I'm going to pick it up and make sure it's nested. And then I'm going to pin right there. Then once I get my center one done, I like starting in the center. I can bring this out and smooth it over. And put these 2 together. Make sure they are nested. Pin. And then again, the corners fit perfect. I'm going to pin. If you wanted to pin like in between and not have to hold it with your fingers, pin in between. Like so. And I have all different kinds of pins on this pin cushion, so different lengths, different sizes, different kinds of pins. But I have still not had lunch. When I get to sewing, I don't stop and eat, and I need to go eat. So we'll finish this block, and then I will go get a snack. But these little pins are my newest pins. They're glass head because I have melted several of these button ones, and these suck. Excuse my French. I got them on Amazon when I first started, and they just, if you bump them with iron, they're going to melt, and they're very bendy. They're not super straight. Very, very bendy. But yeah, I have all kinds of little pieces of scrap back there because I was using them as leaders, and that was where my little scrap bucket went. See, like I could grab me a square right now. Come over here in my little bucket, and I have different size squares. I have some 2.5 inch ones down in here. Font. Nope, that's, I think that's a bigger, even bigger one. They're down under here. See where I've been sewing them and throwing them back in the bucket. Let's grab. Oh, there's a red. Oh, there's a teal. Here we go. I think I grabbed 2 pinks. I did. But I'm trying to train myself to do this once my needle doesn't get messed up in what I'm sewing, until I have little blocks that I can do a secondary quilt with. So, pin cushion is going to fall down. Coming to my intersection, I'm going to make sure we're going the right way. Hold it with my finger. And I have my stitch length on 1.8 if anybody's interested in what the stitch length is on. All right. Bring you back this way. So here is our finished panel. Again, I'm just going to finger press this. Take this guy and snip him off. I'll lay him in the bucket. That is our finished block. I will hold it up. Let me iron here. Let's iron. Get the threads. I will flip it over from the back. Right now I'm just kind of pressing lightly, getting them to go the way they want to go. Just very lightly. And then I'll flip it over and like really press. If I had a larger ironing board, it would be nice. Okay, see now they're kind of in the direction they want to go. So now I will come in and just, actually that one's going to go that way. So we're going to take it that way. Let me see. This one's actually want to go this way, so we're going to go this way with it. I just let them go the way they want to go. I don't know if it says on the back, like pressing for the back. I don't think it does. And usually Kimberly presses them open, which I could press them open. Okay, and if we want to, let me see. Press rows in opposite directions. That's all it really says. Press rows in opposite directions. So like if this one's going down, the next one should be up, but all you'd have to do is technically turn it up. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna flip you guys around. That probably made you drunk. But let's hold it up so you guys can see. The cutting took me longer than anything. If you already have fat 8s, it would not have took you as long. But this is 1 block. Now I need to make a bunch more. So when we come back, it'll probably be not like today, but I will keep sewing later this evening. I'm going to go vacuum really quick because this took longer than I thought. I'm going to go vacuum, and I'll probably sew some more on this evening and try to get as many blocks as I can get done. How many blocks does it say we're going to make? Does it say how many blocks are total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like you're going to end up with 8 blocks. Okay, so I only need 7 more. That's not that bad. All right, guys. I'll bring you back when I've put all my blocks together and we're getting to the end of the top.